Say?
Mayor, we are ready. We're just to let our friends of the media know we're discussing the mass distribution today. We're not taking any off topics, and we're going to open it up with Rebecca Pfaff from Channel 8 to ask the first question. Rebecca.
Hi, Mayor. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So just can you sort of break it down how the process is going to work for us, please?
So we decided, first of all, I definitely want to thank County Executive Adam Bello and his team for securing the mask. As you know, they're going to be doing mass distribution all throughout the county this weekend. And I know the deputy mayor has been talking to his team for some time about the distribution in the city. And for us, we have several different problems or concerns with distributing in the city through cars and things like that. First, we have a significant population that are disabled or don't have access to transportation. We also have a number of our citizens, of course, are senior citizens. And we want to make sure that during this time that they remain safe and that they basically remain home. And we also have a situation where we didn't want to expose employees to trying to distribute the mass quantity of masks to possibly 208,000 residents. So the first thing that we thought would be the best or the best way that we could possibly distribute these masks would be to mail directly to residents. We're working with Canfield and Tuck and Panther Graphics and to actually print and stuff and deliver this to the mail house to distribute through the postal system mask to our community. We know that many of our residents need masks, and we have required them to wear masks out in public. So we wanted to do this in the safest, efficient, and effective way possible, and mailing it was the best way to do it.
Fabulous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rebecca, if you don't, do you have a follow-up? If not, I'll move on to Patrick at Channel 10. Hearing none, we'll go to Patrick at Channel 10. Patrick, you're up.
Good afternoon, Mayor. Nice
Good afternoon.
Number one, when will or where are the masks coming from, number one, and who came up with the idea to help distribute the masks in this fashion?
So the masks are being given to the City of Rochester from the County of Monroe. They purchased several, I think they purchased about 8 million masks, and they are gracious enough to share that their allocation with the City of Rochester and all the surrounding towns and suburbs. So definitely want to thank them for purchasing this and being able to help us get masks to our citizens. This was a internal team effort. I did speak with the City Council president just to let her know what our thinking was. And at the same time, earlier this week, I was on the call with the Secretary of Commerce and from the United States government, who had some concerns about our census numbers and the fact that the number of residents in our city that have filled out the census have been low. We had a plan of how we were going to really reach out to our residents about the census as well. And that has, because of the COVID situation, put some challenges on us because we were going to do a lot of door knocking and going into neighborhoods that were challenged, and given the circumstances, we can't do that. So we are not just distributing the mask, we're also going to be putting information about how to fill out the census in the envelope as well, because we need our residents to help us protect them by making sure that they're wearing masks, but also by making sure that they fill out the census as well.
And then my follow-up question is, you have 3 companies helping the city. How important is it for them to participate in this?
Well, as we know, with the unemployment numbers and even our own budgets, people are struggling, and many of the companies around our community are struggling, and being able to utilize one of several of our local companies in our region to distribute the mask, and them being able to employ people is, of course, and keep people employed is something that we definitely appreciate. We know that many people that are getting the assistance from the federal government, part of it, they have to keep their employees on staff for the payroll in order for it to turn into a grant. And so we're hopeful that this will help them be able to keep people working as well.
Great, thank you, Patrick. Next, we'll have Alex Creighton from WXXI. Alex?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. In addition to the masks and the census information, what else is in this mailing?
Those are the only, that is the two major items. We will have information about our dries pickup locations for food distribution. We can't tell people enough about the different sites that they can go and get prepared meals. We want to make sure that our residents have that information as well.
Okay, thank you.
Andrew, Channel 13, you're up next, Andrew.
Hey, good afternoon, Mayor Warren. Just wanted to ask how you guys were able to determine how many masks need to go to a particular household, whether maybe they have a relative that's staying with them. Was there a way you were able to gather that information to know how much has to go?
No, we given the amount of masks that we are receiving from the county, we decided that we would put 5 in each of the envelopes. That I think would be sufficient as a starting point. We believe that we may have less people in a household or more, but our hope is that this will help. We also have other sites throughout the community where people can get masks, and we have people that have been delivering masks to senior citizens that they've sewn. You know, people like Michelle Daniels and Gina Cruz joining with our Pathways to Peace folks to take those to senior living facilities. At our Dries recreation distribution sites, you can also get a mask there, and people have been getting masks there. But this is when we put out that we want everyone in our community to wear a mask. We feel that we have to mail them the mask, and this is the best way to ensure that. And we hope that will cover most of the people in a household, given the fact that we know that people can wear just a scarf or something else above their face. We definitely want to give them a starting chance at this, and let them know that we need them to help us in stopping the spread of coronavirus, but also in filling out their census. And if they need more masks, they can definitely call 311, and we'll do our best to get it to them.
Thanks, Mayor Warren. I'm all set. Thank you.
Great. Our next question will come from Wendy right at Spectrum. Wendy.
Yes, hi, thank you. Hope you're well. I just wanted to clarify the number, because you were saying 208,000 city residents. So are you talking 208? How many packets are going out with the 5 masks and the other information?
I'll let Justin answer. The distributor. So Justin.
The distributors.
Sure, Wendy. Thanks for the question. We worked with. Oh, sorry. We got a little feedback there. So we worked with the U.S. Postal Service as well as our fulfillment houses to determine there's 96,000 household addresses in the USPS system, and that's the number of the packets we'll produce in mail, and then there'll obviously be 5 masks per packet, which gets us to the 480,000 number in terms of total masks being distributed by mail. When did you have a follow-up?
There we go. Yeah, well, so as far as enforcement goes, that everybody will basically not have an excuse, I suppose, to not be wearing a mask. Will this have any effect on the enforcement of wearing a mask or not wearing one? What will the city be doing if people are out and about without the mask?
So as we have indicated before, working with our community partners as well as our police department, we are educating folks, and we will continue to educate people and let them know that they are supposed to be out with mask on and dispersing and social distancing. And I know that our police department has done a great job of educating and engaging with our community in a community policing way, letting them know the challenges of the coronavirus and how the disease can be, or the virus can be spread from person to person, even when people are asymptomatic. And so that's what we're gonna continue to do. This here is a way for us to make sure that everyone has access. The 96,000 households have access to masks. And of course, as I said earlier, if they have a challenge or need more masks, we have distribution sites throughout the community, especially at our centers where people can grab masks as well.
Great, thank you, Wendy. Our next question will come from Will Cleveland at the DNC.
Hi, I actually don't have any questions. I'm just listening in to make sure we don't miss anything, but thank you for the opportunity.
Perfect. With that, I think actually, sorry, I apologize. I failed to acknowledge Patty Singer at the Minority Reporter. Patty?
Last but not least, right, Justin?
Certainly not least.
Thank you very much. Will there be any instructions with the mask of how to care for it so people don't think it's a kind of a one and done use in the last period of time?
So we have instructions on how to properly wear a mask. I have seen people not properly wearing a mask, and so we want to provide those instructions to cover the nose, to cover the mouth, and to wear it out in public, especially when they're speaking to other folks, or just out in a grocery store and other places. So that is going to be what we continue to, that's going to be contained within the letter, as well as the census information that I talked to you about earlier.
But as opposed to care for it, I mean, it would seem to be, it could be conceived kind of flimsy. You know, how long are you expecting one to last before people will start calling to get replacements?
So we hope that this is the first of hopefully many that we would opportunities for people to wear masks, but again, to get masks. Let me say that again. The big issue here is that we don't know how long we're going to be in this particular state of affairs where people have to wear masks out in public. And so we're starting off with this amount, and depending on how long we are in this particular state of emergency, will determine how many more distributions or ways that we are able to get masks to people.
Thank you.
I was unmuted there. All right, apologies, Mayor. There's one other question. Could you speak to the importance of having the MWBE firms, Panther Graphics and Diversipac, partnering with Canfield and Tact, another city firm, to deliver this mailing to our residents?
Well, I think that as everyone knows, we have a number of minority and women-owned businesses in the community that, of course, are struggling, as well as our majority businesses. And so we want to continue to work in partnership. We have, of course, as a city, been really promoting racial equity and leadership and healing. And we have goals that we have set for our community and for our city. And we've been working very, very hard with our MWBE officer to make sure that we fulfill those goals. And so we're going to continue to make sure that in everything that we're doing, that we're being fair, that we're being equitable, and that we're being intentional about making sure that everyone gets the opportunity to participate in the economic recovery of our community and our city. And as we go forward, we recognize the challenges that everyone is experience at this time, and any way that the city can assist and be helpful with our community partners, from the county exec's office to the governor's office to our federal government, we're going to continue to do that.
Fantastic, Mayor. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we close today?
I'd just like to tell the community that, first, again, I would like to thank the county executive and his team for purchasing these masks and just allowing the city to be a part of the distribution of them. We want to encourage people to make sure that they're social distancing and staying home. We are hopeful to be able to, for people to start receiving these masks in the early to mid part of next week. And once they get them, we want them to not only wear the mask, but also please fill out your census form. Many people, especially renters in the city, think that their landlords are going to fill out the census form. That is not true. We need the actual resident at the home to fill out the census form. If you do not fill out the census, then that can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Rochester community, about $26,000 per person. And so we need your help on these two things. First, to flatten the curve by wearing the mask and staying home if you can, and social distancing when you're out. And second, by actually filling out the census. The city and the county definitely needs your help and your partnership, because we are truly all in this together. Now, I do know, and I know, Justin, you said that somebody had an off topic, or we're not taking off topics.
We're not taking off topics today, Mayor. I think, right, as it relates to the RCSD budget, you're in the process of preparing your own budget, is what I've shared, and we had a chance to review that in detail.
Correct. I have not seen the RCSD budget, and I don't know if it was delivered to us today, but we're in the process of finalizing our own budget that has taken a lot of course, time. And we've talked earlier about the challenges that we are experiencing with our revenue for the city. So we're concentrating on that right now.
Perfect. Thank you, Mayor. If you don't have anything else to add, we'll close the call, and appreciate you taking the time.
No problem. Thank you. Everyone, please stay safe and have a great weekend. To honors, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate it.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
You're welcome, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.